Hello, everybody. Maris Rey, Water Dragon Extraordinaire, back at you again with another Genshin Impact livestream. And today, as exciting as every day, we're going to be leveling up Xingqiu. Let me show you more or less what's going on with my account. Give me a second as well before we actually get into the news, because I'm setting up my Disgaea RPG, the phone mobile game. Yeah, I'm just gonna set this up real quick, because the game mostly farms on its own, so it doesn't really need much of my supervision. But in this particular case, it does need a little bit of supervision. Not much. Just needs me to launch it, basically. Let's see, shall we set this going, and we're good to go. Okay, so let me show you what's popping. So, in general, the team that I've been playing a lot lately in the Spiral Abyss, it usually, no matter what, I always have Xingqiu in a team. But the team that I usually run in the Spiral Abyss, in any case, is something like this.
Chivalry will never die.
But so the thing that changed about this team recently is Zhongli used to be my shield bot character. I would just run him with Favonius Lance with triple HP on tenacity and just called it a day, you know. And it worked out for the most part. He generates nice big shields and everything's nice. Since then, I've put him on Deathmatch and gave him Emblem of Severed Fate with honestly some pretty okay pieces. Obviously this could be better, but I don't have a whole lot of crit damage helmets to choose from, so you know, that is what that is. As a result, his stats are pretty good, if I had to say so myself. He gets a pretty big, where does it show? Burst damage bonus? Does it not show me what my burst damage bonus is? I guess not. But I do have some type of bonus from the Emblem of Severed Fate. I think you get 25% of your elemental recharge, or I'm sorry, your energy recharge, which 10% of this is about 14. So times 2, that's 28. And half of that's 7, so I should be getting about 35% ult bonus, or burst damage bonus, which is pretty okay, honestly. And so as a result, Zhongli drops really big meteors. But because of this team, I was noticing that as strong as Xingqiu is, I am a little inhibited by his lower level. And so I figure I'll finally level him up. Is the music a little banging to you guys today? I think it's a little, just a tad bit too loud. In any case, so I want to catch up Xingqiu's level. And then after that, I'm thinking we'll work on Fischl, wherever she is, for two reasons. One, she's getting a new outfit pretty soon from the 2.8 event, and so it just seems like the perfect time to start leveling her. She doesn't need much to go. I just need to... it'll probably spend some time. I don't know how much time it'll ultimately take, but it shouldn't take too much time to get her up to 90. And then I did pull a level 1 stringless to give her, which should be good enough for now until I can get more stringlesses to refine it. And ultimately, I'm pretty happy with these artifacts for the most part. I could just farm attack on her because it kind of like double dips. It kind of ends up working out well in any case because Oz's joint attack does electro damage based off of 30% official's attack, so it's like not even that bad of an idea in my opinion. But so knowing that, we are going to go fight the Oceanid right now, which I realized this was the team I was using to fight Oceanid, so let me just put that back on. Yeah, I think I was using Bennett and Jungle. Okay, let's go fight Oceanid. And then we can continue talking while Oceanid's respawning in any case. Like I mentioned before, I understand I probably should be using these days to farm out Xingqiu's talent books, because I do not have enough talent books. But oh well, I'm not going to do that today. I just want to get him to 90 as soon as possible. Though I suppose it probably does make the most sense for me to actually farm out his talent books, because according to... I use this Genshin planning website called GenshinCenter.com. And for me to get his skill and burst from the levels that they are right now, up to 9, which let me show you his skill and burst as they are, of course. Oops. Oh, his skill and burst, so he has +3 from both of these constellations, so realistically this is 5 and 6. So to go from 5 to 9 and 6 to 9, which 9's the only place I'm taking it to right now, I don't really want to crown him at this point in time. But so for me to actually do that though, it claims I would need 44 philosophies of gold, which as you'll notice here, I have only 25 philosophies of gold, which is clearly not enough. So I guess it makes the most sense for me to do that today. Let's see, where's philosophies of gold? Today is certainly Sunday after all. And Sundays we could farm anything. So it's Taishan Mansion. I guess we'll work on his talents. Like I said, we do need 44 of them. I suppose if I really didn't care, I could not level his actual E that much.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Let me see, if I just you know what, that should be good enough for now. I don't really feel like leveling up this one. So if I was just using or if I was just planning to take his ult to 9, which that's like the majority of his character, right? Then I would already have enough books at 22. So for now, I think I'm going to be content with that. And I think we are going to go fight Oceanid instead. This is already going to be like the big like influx of his damage anyways, is getting him to 90 and his burst up to level 12. I think that's a bit more important than concerning myself with his E talents at this point in time. Not to say that his E talents are worthless, it's just not the most necessary thing. Waters of Cheese. Okay, so we're just gonna try to race him to 90, essentially. I think that's our best way to use our time. I don't know for sure, but it sure feels like it's the best way to use my time. Is its ability to take any shape. Yeah, so we're just gonna get Xingqiu to 90. I mean, we obviously can't get him to 90 today, which is unfortunate, but that's just the name of the game. It's probably gonna take me quite a few more days, actually, Okay, let me see exactly how long it's gonna take. So I'm definitely gonna be able to get him to 80 today. So I'll put it to 80 for now. And then I'll pretend I could do this.
A blade embraces its duty. As
So
a jeweler
it should
cherishes
only
their
take
gems.
me another day or two, I would say. After this, in any case, for me to get Xingqiu to 90, which is not that bad. Then we, of course, need to get Fischl to 90.
The power of water
Is its ability to take any shape. I should be looking into the theoretical stuff afterwards.
One who is ignorant of water's treasures fails also to comprehend its horrors.
Right, so what I mean by theoretical is I was even kind of thinking of looking into right now the fact that let's see, can Zhongli hit all three of them? Definitely can. Is I wanted to look into maybe I should be spending my resin on some officials talents for today, but I don't actually know.
See what happens when you lose your foothold.
As a result of this lack of knowledge, I wanted to take a look at it, but I figure I should, if I am going to take a look at it, I should look at it at a point where Ocean is on cooldown. But if I'm using my time like that, then what if I determine that today is not a good day to spend resin on Ocean?
Is its ability to take any
And now I'm lost.
Take flight.
Can't really afford to mess around with these guys.
Born of ice. Let's light it up. Get out of here.
As long as rain falls and rivers flow, water will exist forever.
Let's take a quick look, see. My officials' talents are really not that high. Let me add official to the mix here. So she's at 3 and 2, which is a bit embarrassing, to be honest. And then C6. Six and 5, and I'd like to get both of these to 12 as well. Though I don't know how important it is to actually put officials. I don't think actually raising Midnight Phantasmagoria is that important, because even though Midnight Phantasmagoria does, or raising the talent level does improve the Falling Thunder damage, it doesn't actually help that much, because most of my damage is coming from the fact that Oz stays on the field. And that's the usefulness of Midnight Phantasmagoria, is that it places Oz on the field if he's not already on the field. So I'm thinking I could probably alter this a bit to about like that. So if I wanted to take her E up to 12, which I do, that would require me to change, or to have a certain amount of talent books, which, again, I would need 22 of these, but I could just farm this Wednesday. It's a shame, because this is the same day that I farm Xingqiu books. Actually, I already have enough Xingqiu books, so it doesn't ultimately matter. So I could spend time on Wednesday farming these to try to get as many of them as possible, so I can finally catch up officials level, which means I should be fine to spend my resin here. Okay, so let's start off with what we can do already. We should be able to ascend him now, but we do still lack the chunks. Well, we'll just keep doing this until we're out of resin, because no matter what, with the total amount that I need right now, I should need 32 of them, and I only have 13. So it's quite literally impossible for me to finish it today, because I don't have fragile resin to spend. Which is fine. I don't know why this is showing me this. I've already 36 started this, have I not? I'm certain I've already 36 started. Okay, so Kazuha uses the Books of Diligence, I believe it is, the ones with the corn on it. I could show you the book right now once I finish loading back in. The reason, so I've pre-farmed a lot of Kazuha's books with the intention, I have the intention to get my Kazuha, where's the books? Yeah, the Prophecies of Diligence, or Philosophers of Diligence, sorry. So I intended to get his books up to Triple Crown on all 3 of them. Or at the very least, Double Crown. I know, from what I understand, it's not really super worthwhile to invest into his E skill, because again, I can't really attest to this knowledge. I just read about it kind of randomly. But from what I understand, Kazuha's talents dictate that it's actually more important to level up his like auto attacks or his normal attacks, because the plunging attack gets boosted by here, and that's where a lot of his extra damage comes from the plunge attack after the Chihayaburu. So even though I understand that raising this is important as well, but it should be the least important as far as I've come to understand, with these two being higher in priority. So I'm planning to crown at least these two, and then I will probably crown Chihayaburu as well, but I'm not entirely sure if I can. I mean, I definitely, what I mean is I don't know if I have enough books to do Chihayaburu quite right now. Let me double check just in case. So, from level 1 to level 10... Yeah, I don't have enough to do 3 crowns. I would need to pre-farm almost 30 more Philosophies of Diligence, which is not that bad. Like, that's totally doable, even in my current metric of time, versus when Kazuha's expected to be reran. As you can see, I don't even have him, but I am planning to... Not only am I planning to get him, I'm planning to see if I can get him up to C2. And then after that, if I can get him to C2 within a, I want to say, pretty lucky amount of time, then I'll try to roll for his Freedom Sworn as well. But otherwise, I have this equipment for my Kazuha here. My Traveler's holding all this stuff now. I have an Iron Sting for him that's already 90. I have this artifact set, which is just Viridescent, with triple EM, with a healthy amount of energy recharge on it. So as you can see, she's able to get to 172 with just the artifact set, while still running EM main stat on the Sands. Which is, it's at least okay for now. I suspect that should be enough energy recharge for Kazuha, seeing as I will most definitely get him to C1. So because of that, having the extra E should mean he should be able to tunnel himself enough energy to keep going, or to use his ult off cooldown rather. So with that being the case, I suspect I should be fine in terms of energy recharge. All it is so like I said, I'm working on finding out the appropriate amount to crown his talents. But for the meantime, like I'll like semi-worry about that when it gets time to worry about it. Right now, I'm focusing on leveling up Xingqiu a bit, and then afterwards I'll level up Official. Because recently on my account, I finally decided to gear out my Sucrose, who's again only level 70. I plan to get her to 90 after those two as well. I gave her gear. I really wasn't using Sucrose at all, even though like she's a fantastic unit. I ended up finding out that she does Kazuha's job almost as well as Kazuha does. In fact, in terms of just raw boosting your elemental mastery, for a free-to-play player, or at least a low spender, she probably does a better job at C6 than Kazuha even does at C0. So, you know, I heavily underestimated Sucrose, but now that I've built her, I see her true strength, and she impresses me greatly. To that notion, though, I do want to try running the Sucrose Taser comp, which is partially why I'm building Fischl, because I know she's a part of that comp. Oops, not paying attention. Okay, well, now they want the meteor. If they want the meteor, they should have just said so. You see the damage on that meteor? God damn it. Shoo-wee! I love it, dude. To think I was just using Zhongli as a shield bot, which he's totally fine if you want to use him as a shield bot. But man, so long as you give him an HP Sans, he still does tons of damage. Just the difference is that he does so much more burst damage with this build. I'm not even standing in Bennett's ultimate. Wouldn't it be lovely if I was?
Let's see what happens when you lose your foothold.
Ah, yes. I plan to take Fischl higher. I ran the calculator for theoretical builds, and the difference for me using two 18% attack sets versus an 18 set with Thundering Fury, I would end up losing a total of potentially 100 damage on Frey Krugel, which that's barely even a loss. I can't even consider that a loss. So, because of my own comfort, because it's super easy to get gladiator pieces, right? Because of how easy it is to get gladiator pieces, and with how often I farm Emblem of Severed Fate, that means that I have like an abundance of Shimanawa's Reminiscence artifact sets as well. So that makes it really easy for me to just filler out units with the two 18% sets. And in Fischl's case, she's not going to lose a ton of damage. In fact, she barely loses any, which in my opinion is the best benefit of running the set like that. It's easy for me because I don't have to go out of my way to farm more sets. Obviously, in certain characters' cases, I think that they can't really go about spending their artifacts in that way. Like, I would say, you know, example, if you were to use Ito, you definitely can't run him with two 18% sets. It just wouldn't work out that well. Like, they need specific stats. However, Fischl does not need specific stats at the end of the day. Plus, she's able to utilize attacks slightly better than other characters because of the fact that her C6 passive utilizes 30% of her total attack as electro damage for Oz's joint attacks. So in that case, it works fine. Okay, let's go ahead. This boss is a cool boss, but man, I really hate how long it takes to fight this boss for no reason. I don't think I crit. That sucks. I have a pretty high crit rate on my Zhongli, so to not crit is a bit upsetting. I invested a lot into his crit rate substats. Obviously, he doesn't have the best substats in the world. I'm not a whale. I don't know what type of sea creature I am. I mean, I know me, Maris Rey, I'm a water dragon, but in terms of Zhongli... No, I'm sorry. In terms of how much I spend on Genshin Impact, I don't know what I would classify as. I'm basically just a Welkin Moon and Battle Pass spender. Except I'm gonna add, in due part to try to farm some content, I have been mentioning on stream lately that I'm going to be buying all the top-ups every anniversary at the very least. So you see how you get basically double the Genesis crystals only the first time you buy them. Afterwards this reduces to like 1600 extra. So I plan to buy out all of these for Kazuha. And then going forward, I plan to do the same for every anniversary, because on the anniversaries they reset. And the reason I plan to do that is, one, I want to eventually save up to get Liney and Lynette, which, if you're unfamiliar with the spoilers, that, I mean, it's not spoilers because, I guess it kind of is, but Genshin Impact leaked them themselves during the, I forgot what they called it, storyboard teaser, where they were kind of like displaying all the regions of Teyvat to come, and relevant characters in each of those regions. And how the story is going to progress, like which region we'll be going to in what order. So we already knew from way back when that we would be going to Sumeru after Inazuma. And following that, we know that after Sumeru, we're expected to go to Fontaine. And in Fontaine, that's where we'll see those two characters, Liney and Lynette, which they're the characters that I most desperately want. I desire those characters so very much. I don't know if they're going to be two separate characters or a single character, or which one's going to be 5-star and which one's going to be 4-star, but whatever the case, no matter which one ends up what, I want to C6 both of them. That's my entire goal. And that's why I'm going to be buying the anniversaries. And even though I'm planning to spend quite a bit for Kazuha, because I'm basically going to dump all the way to Zerong when Kazuha's banner releases. Everything that I've saved, I'm dumping all the way to 0. I need Kazuha C2, and I need Freedom Sworn. Now, should I be able to get both of those and still have Primo Gems left over, then I'll save. But until then, I will spend all the Primo Gems that I have, which, as you can see, I have 2,600 Primo Gems, with about 19 in the pity already. As you can see here, this is 18 from the 3 other pages and 19, so that's 19 in the pity. With 2,600, I do still have to buy these monthly Paimon shop. Oops, not that one. These ones, I don't have enough to buy them right now, so I'll buy them when the actual time comes. And then, depending on what other unit gets placed with Kazuha on the banner. Let me see, what am I looking for here? Oh yeah. I do have 14 wishes of this for now, but I'm expecting that I'll probably get at least another 10 drop out of the excess amount of summons that I'm expected to do. So, to put it in perspective, at least from the math that I calculated, this, from buying out all these top-ups, should give you pretty close to about 25,000 extra Primo Gems, so that would put me at around, 50k. And at 50k, I'm expected to have like 320-ish summons or something like that, which I know this isn't a great way to do it, and I don't recommend other people base their, I guess, monetary situations under this certain circumstance, but I was testing out the odds that I would get by wishing on simulators for about 320 summons and averaging out how many times I'm likely to get C2 Kazuha versus not. And on average, I'm expected to get C2 Kazuha. In way more cases than not, I was getting C2 Kazuha. And there were times where I was able to get C2 Kazuha and Freedom Sworn, but it is a bit harder for me to get Freedom Sworn. Definitely so, because I don't actually have that much pity into Weapon Banner. I almost have never rolled into Weapon Banner before, which is kind of a big problem in and of itself. That's why I don't really have any. I'll show you here. I have almost no 5-star weapons. These are just the 2 that I have. And I don't really use Skyward Atlas on anybody. I have Skyward Blade on Bennett, because that's the only person I can realistically think to put it on. I know Bennett just needs a 5-star weapon because he needs the base attack. So in my opinion, it was fine to put it on him. In any case, continuing on, we'll do the last run of this and then go farm some of the open world. and then perhaps we'll do Miko's story today. Oh yeah, we got to do the commissions, of course, as well. We do need to save Primo Gems as valiantly as we can. Okay, we need every drop. Not a Primo Gem can be wasted. I can't afford to waste even a single Primo Gem anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's what I wanted to show you. My pity on the weapon banner. So I don't think my pity is very big at all. I think I've maybe spent 20 rolls. Yeah, that's quite literally 20 rolls. So I'm 20 in the weapon banner, which I know the weapon banner has a smaller pity than the regular summon banner. So where the summon banner has a hard pity of 90, I believe the weapon banner has a hard pity of 80. And that's not saying anything because you could still very easily... First of all, you have to win the 50-50 to get one of these two. And then, once you get one of these two, you have to win a 50-50 again that it's the one that you want. And then I think you have to do that twice before you can guarantee this with the epitomized path. Which kind of sucks. You know? That's kind of unreliable, I'd say. Oops, that wasn't very good gameplay. You see, my Ayaka does kind of a lot of damage, even though she's not perfect even in herself. That's kind of what I noticed that I wanted to do with my account a bit more, was I wasn't realistically using my account to the best of its ability. As a result of that, I wasn't 36 starring Spiral Abyss every time. Which, now that I realize how easy it is to spiral, or to 36 star Spiral Abyss by putting even the most minimal effort into your characters, it really changed everything. Like, I can 36 star even with that level 70 Sucrose. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. I've just gotten you all this. Because I hate these birds. Bada bing. It's gonna explode, so put up Zhongli's shield so that it can tank that explosion. Hate these birds, so I'm gonna ult them. I didn't crit on that bird, so he lived. You see how much damage those bursts do? It just deletes the birds. Again, I'll show you quickly Zhongli's build. Deathmatch, Emblem of Severed Fate. His stats end up looking like that. Like, again, I know it's not perfect, and other people's burst Zhonglis are better than mine. But I'm still having a ton of fun with the build that I put him on. In my opinion, it's very good. And because he still has HP main stat on his Sands, his shield is not even that bad. Gotta kill these birds for... You gotta hate these birds, because the birds won't move. The boars will eventually get over here, but the birds just won't move. They'll just chill out where they are and shoot you from afar, which is very, very annoying. But with this last pig, we should be able to, we should be finished with farming Oceanu for today. Obviously, I can't afford to spend any more. I have 20 of these, so realistically, I have 8 of them. I still need to get 12 more before I can get enough to take Xingqiu to 90. However, for now, we can at least go get him to 80. And that alone should already be a pretty big upgrade, because that's going to give, first of all, a big upgrade to his attack in general because of his Ascension stat. But secondly, it's going to help a lot because it's going to give me access to more talents. So let's see, I still need 3 chunks. Okay, so let's craft 3 chunks and at least get him to 80. This way we feel progress every day. Need chunk, craft 3 of them. We get no bonuses, right? We will craft 3 chunks and finally ascend Xingqiu to 80 where he rightfully belongs. And I think from taking him to 80, I think we get another summon. which I'm drawing pretty close to getting a 5-star on the standard banner as well. So I would really love to see something happen there. Okay, so you see he got quite a bit more attack, basically for free. I think he went up like a whole 100 attack from just that level. Let me start messing with his talents though. We'll take his ult as high as we can take it. We want the ult to go up to 12, but I think I can only take it to 11 for now. Yeah. So we'll leave it at there for now until we can get him to an even higher level. I think I'm satisfied with how much progress we were able to make for him today. Let's do the free summon. We'll summon at will, because I know a 5-star is coming pretty soon. Because I don't have a total amount of... I don't know when's the last time I got a 5-star. Because this lost track of time some months ago, you know? So the last thing it was able to remember was just Thrilling Tales. Because I think it loses track after 6 months of history. So because of that, it doesn't know how much more there is. So I'm pretty close to a summon there. Because I'm pretty sure I had more than just 60. I don't know exactly how much, but I know it was more than that. Okay, let's pull out the running team to do commissions with. Always loved using this team for commissions because Sayu and Yelan together are able to run pretty fast. You get to just about any commission I need to with a minimal effort. Oh, Yelan, please. She's stuck in the goddamn bubble bath. I think this isn't ideal, but the homie's tanking up all my damage. You just delete those Hilichurls. It doesn't even matter how big or bad they think they are. Nothing survives Zhongli's ultimate. I'm telling you, his damage is really nice. Especially considering how short the cooldown of his ult is. Gotta say, I'm a huge fan. I am a huge fan of that. Okay, let's keep going. The commissions are light work, but you know, you gotta do them.
Stabilize.
You see, even his crits are not bad, even on his E. Like 4700's not terribly high, but it's not that low either. My Xiao's not badly statted either. Most of my accounts pretty good, I would say. Like, sure, I don't have too many god level artifacts, and clearly I don't have very high level weapons, or high quality weapons rather. But that's okay. Okay, let's line these up if possible. Was not possible, but we can keep it going. I never really spent too much time in Dragonspine, so you'll notice a lot of those red ores around because I just don't pick them up. I didn't like Dragonspine. I like the other content, like I like Chasm a whole lot, and I didn't mind farming out Chasm, but I do not like Dragonspine. Evidently, all my commissions today are in Dragonspine though, which is interesting to say the least. And I can just hit him with one of these because I kill them so damn fast with Yelan that it doesn't end up mattering. Like, Yelan can solo this whole commission without an issue. Because she gets her ult back so fast. Zhongli can just delete the big guy. That way I only have to worry about these guys going forward. defeat these one by one so she gets her ult back for the next fight. Look at that. Commission's already done. And this is me forgoing using somebody like Venti, in which I could have even done the commission even quicker. Gotta love Sai. Gotta love how quick she makes the overworld fill. Let's see, I don't remember what this guy's commission is, but I'm sure I don't like it. I think it's just fighting slimes, right? So, give the trophy and letter to Tuner. Or Tunner. This one. But for some reason, I thought that that quest revolved me fighting slimes. In any case, yeah, between Sayu and Yelan, you're able to run so long on the overworld without actually spending any stamina. As you'll see here, because Yelan can do her holdie, which doesn't use any stamina but gives you running speeds. And then I can just get right back into Sayu. Sayu's roll, rather. Oh, look at that. I haven't used almost any like actual stamina. Okay, let's just finish up this quest. I don't really care to know the story behind this commission. Okay, the commissions are done. Let's go turn them in. Collect our Primo Gems. That's the most important part of doing Genshin dailies, in my opinion. Because we do want to summon as much as possible. Okay, we want to see if we can unburden ourselves as much as we can by pre-collecting as many Primo Gems on the open world as possible before Kazuha's rerun actually goes live. We do know now that we're expected for the rerun to start as the first rerun of 2.8, which should be coming. I don't actually know exactly what date it's coming out, but I think I remember reading it might have been like the 13th or something like this. I'm hoping so. The Kazuha rerun's really important to me. I really want Kazuha. If you didn't hear my tale from before, my main reason why I don't have Kazuha was I think it's totally fine if you're starting to get perhaps a bit burnt out of Genshin Impact, just take a break, right? I firmly believe that. And so because I believe that, and I'm somebody who takes my own advice, I did take a break from Genshin Impact. I've been playing since 2020 when it came out, and during the time that it's come out, twice, at least once a year, I've taken a month break from Genshin Impact during periods where I was getting a little bored of some of the repetitive daily commissions behind Genshin Impact, of course. Like I said, to circumvent that filling, I took month-long breaks. And during one of these breaks was Kazuha's initial banner release. I didn't think too much of it at the time because I thought, you know, at that point in time they were already doing rerun banners. So I figured I'll just wait a few months for his rerun to come out, and then, you know, whatever, I'll get him then. It's not that big of a deal. Little did I expect that they were never going to re-release him until a year later. And so now I'm sitting here knowing I'm not missing Kazuha this time, baby. I'm not doing that. I'm getting him, and I'm gonna make sure of it. And don't forget to drink some water. It's important to keep yourself hydrated. Okay, so we can run here. I do need to collect some of these stones. That water was not it. I think it's time I need to clean my cup. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely... I don't think that's really safe for drinking, to be honest. Oh well, oops, made a mistake. Ugh. Yeah, even with my Xingqiu's newfound strength, I'm kind of excited to go test them out in Spiral Abyss at some point. Even though we 36 started, there's still no reason I can't just go in and try Xingqiu out. Is even just that 10 level difference is probably going to be a huge difference in his total damage.
Solidify.
What, did you want to die? You can die if you want. Oh, I didn't crit. If I crit, he was a goner. I don't think I need to make up that type of damage. Let me see, was there any other crystals on display? I know there's always some crystals, but I prefer to just do the ones that the blacksmith showed me, because you don't actually need that many crystals. Like, if you just do the ones that the blacksmith shows you in all 3 of the regions, like, you'll have enough crystals to do your daily crafts. The main problem why I'm pre-farming some extra crystals, even though I still have hundreds of them, is that I need, or on the off chance that I need to R5 Kazuha's Iron State. Because they cost 50 crystal chunks to craft. Because of that, I want to make sure I'm at least semi-topped off on crystal chunks. I do have the extra, what do you call the materials? The weapon billets, or whatever they're called. I do have them already, so like I could just craft the 5 Iron Sting even right now if I wanted to. I just don't know if I want to. I can't tell if that makes such a big difference on his damage or not. I'm inclined to think it doesn't, but I also don't know for sure. Okay, check this out. Look at this damage. Look at the damage. That's all Yelan. Look at the damage, oh my goodness. Yelan does so much damage. I know people said, like, you know, would go around saying like, oh, well, she's just a 5-star Xingqiu, so why would you really want her? I was like, well, do you understand how good a 4-star Xingqiu is? Could you imagine having a 5-star Xingqiu? I was like, of course I'm gonna pull for her. And I'm so glad that I did. Because the thing is for one, I think she does do a bit more damage than Xingqiu, or at least a tiny bit. But most importantly is this, nope, this one, where she increases the damage of your active character for the duration of the exquisite throw, which actually ends up being a lot of damage most of the time. And then, to make matters even better, half the time I figured there's no reason not to just run Yelan and Xingqiu, because, surprise surprise, Xingqiu in his Constellation 2 decreases Hydro resistance. So Xingqiu actually just makes Yelan even stronger, which is insane to me. So they both help each other out. They're both insane energy generators, especially because my Yelan's on Favonius bow. So they generate an insane amount of energy. They both do an insane amount of damage for supports. You have to be satisfied with them. They both do crazy amounts of damage. They generate crazy amount of energy, so the energy is important because that means they're both always going to have their ults off cooldown, essentially, which they do. Get this Abyss Mage. Because we do need the Abyss Mages whenever possible. Assuming I'm climbing the pillar, huh? Oh, baby, let me out of here before I lose it. I hate these Abyss Mages sometimes. Oh, look at that, baby! You freak, you absolute lunatic. Wait, Xiao's ult didn't even, or his E didn't generate me a single particle. You see this guy? He was even trying to invincibility frame me. This is such an awful place to fight this fucking guy.
Solidify.
Oh, where did his items go? Don't tell me they slid down here. Bro. Okay, I'm done with this area. Let me continue on. We're gonna farm some, like I said, we're farming the rocks mostly on the off chance that I end up needing to R5 the Iron Sting. All of this is for Kazuha. Everything that I do is with Kazuha in mind. I'm a huge Kazuha wanter. We pray solemnly for Kazuha.
Solidify.
In Kazuha we trust. I was so upset when I missed him the first time because when I take a break, like I completely just shut myself off even to all the media of the game. So I just, you know, had no idea about Kazuha at all. I didn't see him even a single time. Until by the time I returned to Genshin Impact, he was already gone. I didn't even have a day to wish for him. And that's filled me with torment ever since. I've wanted him since the day I returned last year. The day after his banner finished. Oh, it's so sad it could almost bring a tear to my eye. But we've suffered a life without Kazuha, and we're almost done. We've gone through all these hardships, and we're almost at the end of the journey. Kazuha's banner's right around the corner, finally. Of course, it does also fill me with a sense of sadness that they just so happen to feel like tying in Yoimiya's banner at the same time. Because I really wanted Yoimiya, and I definitely can't get her. I can't afford to. I can't afford to get her. Even though I want her so badly. But why would they go ahead and do that to me, you know? Why would they put Yoimiya's banner there? It must be some type of self-sacrifice. Some self-sabotage. Do they not want Yoimiya's banner to sell well? Like, I don't understand. Obviously, I think Yoimiya is still going to sell because people who weren't able to get her before are going to have a chance to get her now. I'm assuming there's people out there who rolled for Kazuha before and therefore wasn't able to get Yoimiya, who now can finally flip the script and can roll for Yoimiya instead of Kazuha. Unless they're going to still roll for Kazuha for constellations, which I think is a totally fine outlook. But I'm not that guy. I couldn't roll for either of them. So like I said, I missed Kazuha completely. And then I rolled, clearly as you can see from my account, I opted to roll for Ayaka and Raiden Shogun. One thing, if you didn't catch my previous streams to know about the way I have outlook on my priorities for planning out what characters to pull, it's a simple one. It mostly comes down to like waifu and husbandos and that type of stuff. But the most important thing to me is no matter what, I have to get all the Archons. I'm not allowed to miss an Archon. So even if at the time the Archon seemed questionable, like you remember the whole Zhongli incident with his release, people thought he was like pretty bad in general. And so they thought such a shame to have a bad, like one of their first bad characters being an Archon was a bad look to a lot of people. So through a lot of bullying, which I don't encourage by the way, through a lot of bullying, they got Hoyoverse to make Zhongli a little bit better. But even in those circumstances where they're considered not really that good, I still emphasize that I will 100% get that character. I will roll for every Archon and spend money if I don't get them. That's just how it goes. I'm not interested in spending a ton of money in Genshin Impact, but for one, it's kind of like beneficial to me. Obviously it's beneficial to me to have a character I didn't have before. But it's double beneficial to me because then I get to go through the process of making it, which you know, that builds stream content, and I'm desperately looking for that. It's hard to find stream content in Genshin Impact outside of just doing your dailies every day. You know, there's only so many times people can see you do your commissions and your rock farming and your whatever farming before they're like, yeah, I'm tired of seeing this every day. And I understand. I know it's my responsibility to create creative content for you to see, but I can't really think of a better way to do that right now because I don't have a whole lot of characters built. If I had more characters built and more options to be able to show you guys, then perhaps I could create more creative content on a daily basis. But as of right now, I'm limited by the constraints of my account. That's why I'm slowly building up my characters every single day. And so far, that's been every single day. Last week, we spent a lot of time farming up Sucrose's artifacts. This time, we spent a lot of time farming up Xingqiu's levels. We're finally taking him from 70 to 90 like he rightfully deserves, as he's been a huge MVP on my account thus far. Probably do need to catch up Shangling's level as well, because she's also 80 out of 90. Or she's not ascended to the next part. She's just 80 of 80. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 80 of 90. Let's see. If I would stop pushing every wrong button on the way. She's 80 of 80. I could take her to 80 of 90. It's a big deal. She gains more EM, which is pretty big. Obviously, the higher base attack's pretty good. And then that's that. Like I said, my priority right now is to level up Xingqiu. And then his talents are probably good enough as they are right now. So it's Xingqiu, then Fischl. And I do need to work a bit on her talents, to be fair. After Fischl, probably level up Sucrose. And luckily, we don't need to work too hard on her talents, because she's just an EM support. And so her talents, therefore, don't really ultimately matter that much, because swirls are transformative reactions, which means they mostly are interacted by your stats for their total damage, by your character's level, your elemental and basically your elemental mastery. Like, there's not too many contributing factors to the overall damage of an elemental mastery-based animal swirl. Oh, jeez. Shao, please. Climb this goddamn rock. Okay, let's roll, baby, roll. Okay, crack all these. This guy giving me some bad manners. Because he could get the meteor if that's the case. Wasn't as much damage as I was expecting. I mean, that's still 55k, which is, I guess, to say on average with his usual damage, but... look at Yelan's damage to... God damn, dude. Every goddamn time she surprises me. Okay, let's get more of the rocks. I can't help it, I have to fight them every once in a while. Give me a second, because I need to do this guy RPG thing. It's not much effort, but I do have to do this every once in a while. Oh, who's this person? Who the hell are you? Oh yeah, this is the person who asked me to catch animals with the something net. I don't remember what the net's called. Here's the other patch of rocks. I should probably be using the amethyst lumps to craft every day. That way I can save the actual crystal chunks for potential iron sting crafting. But you know, we didn't, so we didn't. Okay, let me just set this character into the item world, and then we're good to go. Okay, we can continue. Hopefully without any further distractions for a limited amount of time. There's no more gems to really farm on this map, though. Not as far as I could tell. You see how much progress we still need to do? So there's still plenty of Primo Gems to be had. We finally maxed out the Statue of the Seven from Leeway yesterday, but we do still actually need to max out the Statue of the Seven for Mondstadt. I think we're pretty close, probably on the last-ish level of it as well. Yeah, and this one we only need 4 of them. But that does give me some more Primo Gems, which is nice, I suppose. A bit more stamina, never hurt anybody. We won't do that today, though. Don't feel like it. Let's see. We did all the gem farming, now let's farm the overworld monsters. As annoying as this is, I'm sure, it's something I actually just have to do. To the benefit of my account, I don't have enough star... I don't remember what the resource is called. It's not the Star Glider, that's the first one. Oh, Stardust. I don't have enough Stardust to just be buying monster resources all day. So, you know, it is what it is. I can only afford to do what I can afford to do. And so at this point in time, especially with all the units that I've been making, I have to be farming at least these 2 every day. These 2. So long as I farm these 2, I'm fine. I need to drink some more water. Oh, wait, I forgot this water is disgusting. Actually, let me go get a Gatorade. Sorry, I'll be right back. Okay, back. Sorry about that. I know Gatorade's not really the best thing to be drinking, especially because I would much prefer to drink water, but I need a quick drink of something because, first of all, I love to be hydrated. It's kind of like my whole thing. And the water that I have is kind of disgusting for some reason. I couldn't really explain why. I'm assuming... I mean, I'm pretty sure the cup's pretty clean. So I don't actually think I need to clean the cup. I mean, I do need to clean the cup because it's almost time for it to be cleaned like regular. But I don't think it's dirty yet. So I don't understand why the water tasted that bad. Maybe I had like dirty ice or something.
Solidify. I will have order.
Okay, let's bing bang. Oops. We catch all the sewer mages on the way to these mobs, and that's a fine way to handle her. Try to keep up enough resources on her as well. Because like I said before, Yelan's almost capable of soloing all these bosses. So it's not that big of a deal. Look at this. Look at the damage she can produce. And if you're wondering, I do have Xiao at C1. Not on purpose, that was purely on accident. It was possibly the luckiest streak of pulling that I've ever done, ever in any gacha game that I've ever played in my entire life. if I could go back in time and show you what I got, you would possibly have to agree. It's at least pretty good. So, on Xiao's initial banner release way back when, I pulled for Xiao. Obviously, I was trying to get Xiao. It was my intention to get him, and I was at very, very low pity. I was probably only 20 pulls into pity, and I didn't have a guarantee. Like, I could lose a 50-50 still. However, I pulled a 10 roll, and I ended up pulling Xiao right away, like very, very early on. I was like, what the hell just happened, you know? And then I pulled another time, and I got nothing. I pulled one more time, and I ended up getting Mona, which, you know, I was freaking out that day because, you know, I wasn't expecting to get even one 5-star, let alone 2. And I still had 10 more rolls to do, so I did the last 10 roll that I had, and I ended up getting Xiao again. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe them. I had never in my life been that lucky. And to this day, I've still never been even half as lucky. I'm hoping to be at least a little bit in that spirit, though, of luck. I'm hoping to have a little tiny bit of luck in that same way for Kazuha. If I could even have half of the luck that I did, I'll definitely get Kazuha to C2. Definitely, definitely. Let's do this. Oops, that's not really that good, but it still works out. It's so big damage. It's huge. Huge damage. I feel like a lot of the sound effects in the game are kind of not working right now for some reason.
No, it's thick enough. We can eat it.
Okay, relax, Xiao. Okay, so we're gonna go fight this guy. And there's really not much for me to say at this point, so, you know. I've told you the plans for Genshin. The plans for the priority on which I'm going to level the characters. I can talk a little bit about how excited I am about the 2.8 event that's coming out. Of course, you should already expect that I'm super excited because, for one, we haven't seen anything related to Fischl in kind of a long time. And I really like her character. I think she's one of the funniest. So I can't wait for her content. I probably will get the Deluxe skin as well. Maybe depending on how well the Kazuha rolls go, I'll say. Because I might need to end up even spending those Genesis crystals that I do have on Kazuha, but I just don't know. It depends if I'm lucky or not. So I can't promise anything for now. But it is reassuring to know that we'll at least get the Fischl skin for free. That's always nice to see. Look at that 57k meteor drop. Do you see why I'm so in love with the fucking Zhongli build that I made? Look at that. He just gets melted. And I don't need to use any special combo or to do anything in particular that's out of the ordinary. I'm not even using the Sayu. She's not a part of the combat team at all. And this team is damn near perfection because basically nothing resists Geo. And if something did resist Geo, then Yelan could probably beat it. And if Yelan can't beat it, usually Zhongli can. And if Zhongli can't, then Xiao can. And that's how that system goes. Okay, I know that there's this mage down here too. Oops, there's a chest here. I've been here so many days in a row. Oh. See, I need to level somebody's artifacts. Do I have anybody whose artifacts aren't done? Oh, you know, I could level Fischl's artifacts. What am I saying? Okay, let's start off with this one because I mean, it's almost to 16 anyways. We'll just get it to 16 and see if it rolls once more into one of the crit stats. Honestly, I have such a low threshold for the quality of artifacts that I use that, for one, I think more people could be satisfied if they use at least this metric. So I only go for about 15% crit value. If I get any more than that, it's a huge bonus, but it's not that big of a deal to me. And look at that, what a solid crit artifact to start with, huh? So let's go ahead and keep checking out the rest of the sets. Hopefully this is a huge winner as well. Yeah, so long as I have crit rate and crit damage on an artifact, and it rolls into one of their stats even once, to me I consider that already a winner. Oh, and look at that, bro. Official's gonna do so much goddamn damage. Can it roll crit again? Come on, baby. No, it didn't. But EM's not bad either. I'll take this to 12. I already am pretty sure I'm keeping this artifact piece. It's just good enough to me. Yeah, because like I said, as long as I hit 15, I'm satisfied. I know some people like to use a metric of at least 12, which I think, you know, I mean, not 12, at least 20 crit value, which, if you're unaware, crit value is basically crit rate times 2 plus crit damage equals crit value. So in this case, my crit rate, even though it's 3.5, it would have a crit value of 7. So 7 plus 12.4, it's like 19.4 essentially crit value, which is almost 20 in any case. So that's pretty good. So we'll just continue leveling her stuff up, and then we'll ultimately determine what type of crit secondary, or I'm sorry, crit circlet to run on her. Let's see if we can roll some more into crit rate or crit damage. If I can, it'd be lovely. Ooh, it went attack, which is not that good to be fair. I'll take it to 12 if it doesn't roll crit at least once. Oh, it went HP. That's a bit rough. I don't know if I could keep this one. Let me see. I surely have another Shimenawas that's attack with 2 crit stats. I don't. At least not right now. So even as she is, her crit stats are starting to look pretty good, which I guess is fine. Do have her on stringless. I guess we'll just level up her artifact at this point. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? We're gonna need to level up her artifacts eventually anyways. Of course, I would heavily prefer it to roll into crit damage. Please. Please crit damage. I would also really appreciate it if the artifacts would ×2 or ×5 at some point. Okay, so let's look for defense, because we clearly don't need defense main stats. Let's see. Okay, so clearly not the right one. Okay, defense, defense, defense. Pretty sure I'm not going to end up needing any of these. But just in case I end up using it on like Goro or somebody, I'll hold on to these. Honestly, I might hold on to that one, because that one looks kind of okay for a defense scaler, I guess. Oh, that's painful. That's just not good. Okay, can definitely get rid of all these, though. This one might be worth keeping, but probably not. I'll just get rid of all of them. I need to clean out my artifact total inventory in any case, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm not keeping any of the defense main stat made in Beloved. I can already assure you of that. I'm getting no ×2s, which is really sad. Yeah, defense main stat made in Beloved is not it, bro. Get out of here. Oh, HP. This is really turning out to be a big flop. Okay, HP, EM, HP. These are oh, I can't sell that. Holy, that would have been really, really bad. Now let's get rid of, I guess, tenacity. We can like kind of keep some of the pieces because tenacity is just like kind of okay most of the time. Noblesse Oblige, we can afford to be a little more stubborn with which sets we keep, purely because of how easy it is to get Noblesse Oblige pieces. Okay, let's I guess we'll look at electro damage goblets, and most any ones that don't have crit rate at all, we could just get rid of them. Or crit stats, rather. All these can go. And that one can go too, to be fair. All these can go. Like, I'm seriously at the point in the game where I need double crit stats. I was like, sorry, that's just the way it goes. This can go. This could stay. This could stay. That's gotta go. Yep. He's gotta go, bro. Okay, I guess we'll just look at quality at this point. This way I could... No. Okay, so now let's look at cryo in the same way. Oh, I blew it. So now this should show me cryo damage. Keep that one, because cryo damage can kind of get away with having a slightly less crit rate optimization. But some of these artifacts are kind of bad, even at a beginning prospect. Not 1 times 2, the whole way up to 20. Could you even believe it? Ugh, some of these are really bad. Why? Okay, let's look at hydro damage in the same way. Not usable. Usable. Not usable. A lot of these are unfortunately not usable. Okay, at least it rolled 1 crit damage at the end there. So, with still a lot of room for improvement, she's got pretty solid crit overall, considering I don't even have a crit weapon. I don't have a crit weapon at all, and she still has 60% crit rate. I do need to get her crit damage up, but for now, that's just, you know, it's at where it's at. Could get her higher, but I can't right now. It is to my preference that she would have had higher crit damage overall, but it's pretty good. I think she's going to prove to be very, very strong once I actually build her up a little bit more. Obviously, I need to work on her talents. I need to work on leveling up her stringless up to 90. And you'll see. She'll do so much damage, it'll shock you, I think. Quite literally. Pun intended. Oh, I can't wait to have Fischl built up. I've always been a fan of using her. I just never did because at the time I had other priorities in an investment. Mainly towards things like Hu Tao.
Solidify. I will have order.
Okay, just... I will have order. Okay, let's conquer the evil. Look at all that damage, bro. Are they both down? Shoo, baby, let's go. Xiao's really good with either Xingqiu and Yelan as well, because he just gets, since he's a polearm user and polearms in general attack pretty quickly, he gets a lot of Hydro Swirls, which I know it doesn't ultimately mean too much for him, because it's not like I'm stacking EM on him or anything. He's only got 58. But even still, with his high base damage and the fact that he's 90, it still like contributes to a fair bit of damage.
Solidify. This is order.
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey.
Look at the damage, bro. You see all that? Even with all that I just went through, he still never broke my shield.
I'm out of here.
Isn't there supposed to be rocks here? Aren't they their own respawn time? Wake up. Wake up.
Order guide you.
Okay, we can drop the world on him. You basically just like to do this until... Or I keep Yelan on the open field until she gets her ult back. Then we continue on.
Solidify. This is
Solidified.
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey.
Look at the damage, bro. I don't even need to switch to Shao. I remember when those things used to one-shot me, and now I could just free farm them. It's not even a big deal. Wake up.
solidify.
Busted. Here comes the cash.
Wake up. Wake up. Oh yeah. The damage is huge. What could I say? Okay, we move on. I do like fighting the Ruin Guards because they, at least, it's fun to get to see how far my account's been progressing over time. It's entertaining. I can't believe I used to just be so content with not. I basically wasn't playing Genshin Impact. I would just log in, do my dailies, do my commissions, spend some resin. Sometimes not even. Sometimes I wouldn't even spend resin, which I know that's fine, and I'm not like disrespecting anybody who does play like that. You know, play the way you want to play it. Genshin's meant to have fun, and if having fun is doing what you're doing, then just do what you do. You know, just have fun. But now this is the way I'm having fun, and I'm having an absolute blast. I'll have to add, because for me, I think we're designed as beings to want to chase progress, and so to get to experience this progress, sometimes it's only in short bursts, but it's still nice when it happens.
Order guide you.
Let's see, I hope she doesn't teleport away.
Busted. Here comes the cash.
See if I can't get her to her next ultimate before she passes away. Okay, she at least still got to it. So we're coming over here because even though there's no indicator, I know that this is the island with the 4 Rune Guards. So this is a nice, just little extra Rune Guard total resource every day. Okay. Wonderful. We run by all of them. And then we just wait for them to kind of team up. Kinda wish I had my ultimate. Okay.
I will have order.
Give him a blast of the past. Look at that. Jungly already got his burst thing. I'm gonna let him have it one more time, dude.
Order guide you.
Jeez.
Gotcha. Here comes the
What, you wanna see it one more time?
Have order.
Okay. I will have order. God, he does so much damage. I was kind of messing around a bit, so I took some damage. Let me go heal real quick. A Statue of the Seven. While I'm healing, I'll do my Disgaea RPG. Need to do the item world again real quick. It's imperative to the benefit and good health of my account that I do this item world as often and efficiently as possible. So I do ask for your forgiveness if it cuts into a lot of time for Genshin Impact. Ever forget to hydrate yourself? Even if it has to be with Gatorade. You do what you gotta do to hydrate yourself, okay? Okay, so now let's go fight the Abyss Mages. Those guys are unfortunately a little bit more annoying to fight. So, because of that, we are gonna switch to the other overworld team. Mostly, I have problems with... Oops. Mostly, I have problems with the fact that they never... I can sometimes never break the fucking cryo shields. Yeah, so I'll just use... Who will I use? Shangling? Bennett? I'll use Shangling, who cares? This isn't my ideal overworld team, and I normally wouldn't run this team, but just to get the units out there, who cares? Ultimately, who cares, you know? Just give some time to display my units in all their actual glory. Like, my Shangling does kind of a lot of damage, even though her stats are dog shit. Look at this. 69, 71. Because she doesn't have a crit damage circlet. Her circlet's attack. So she could even do way more damage than she's currently doing if I actually had a right artifact for her, but I don't at this point in time. I always emphasize by saying this point in time because that's the ultimate truth. It's only right now that she's not strong, but she will get strong. So this should be enough to truly mess this guy up. Yeah, that's the power of the national team, baby. Even though this isn't really truthfully the national team. Ugh, that Gatorade's hitting me a bit differently than I was expecting it to. I normally, I mean, Gatorade's fine and everything, but I normally don't drink Gatorade. Like I mentioned before, I'm actually just much prefer drinking water, but my water is a bit messed up. I actually kind of suspected that it would be today too. I actually know exactly what's the case. The ice tray that I'm using is not really that good. It's not the ice tray that I even typically use, but I forgot to load up the other ice tray with ice, and I hate this ice tray. I should just get rid of it.
There is no escape. Rest and rebuild. Torrent.
And I'll show you even Kokomi's damage. It's not that much, but you know, even she still gets the job done. But I'm telling you, I love my account. My account's actually awesome. It was just a little underutilized before.
Shine down. Allow me. You're exposed. Right here, into the fire.
Look at all that damage. Obviously, this could have been way faster, but I was kind of messing around. I do hate that Overload makes small enemies bounce, though. I think that's such an annoying feature sometimes. Obviously, Overload's fantastic on other units. Like, against the Ruin Guard, that can't be knocked back. Against that Ruin Guard, I love Overloading. But not against the Ruin Guard, I'm suffering.
Torn to oblivion.
Defeated him really fast. Oh, they're all still defeated, and now none of my units have their ultimate. But that is what it is. I do wonder if perhaps I should have pre-farmed some more Kazuha books. I think I'll probably do that next week once I've leveled up Xingqiu a bit more. Maybe I will farm him more books. I do suspect that I'm gonna 10 crown
Illusion shattered.
Kazuha's
Allow me.
attack and his burst, though. And then just see with the remaining books how far I can take the E. I think as of right now, that's my current priority system for how I'm going to take his talents. Correct me if I have a better way to do it, please. I'm always looking for optimization. I think I could get away with not using... I'm going back to the regular team, I don't care. This team does all the Abyss Mages just fine, even as it is. Yeah, I'm way too excited for Kazuha. I'm sure you could tell by his stuff just how much I like talking about him. He's a unit that like I've mentioned, I don't want him just because everybody says like he's the hot stuff. On these different events that they let you use trial characters, there's already been at least 2 or 3 of them that I can recall that's allowed you to trial Kazuha. And during those trialed events that I've gotten to actually play with Kazuha as if he was a part of my regular team, I realized right then and there, I have to have that unit. He's too much fun. Even just his general playstyle, his aesthetics, his lore. I love everything about his character. I think Xiao is one of my favorite characters. And I'll proudly say that. Wait, not Xiao, I'm sorry, Kazuha. I said Xiao because I'm looking at him. I'm sorry. My brain does this so easily. But Kazuha is easily one of my most favorite characters to play as, even though I've only had him, or I've only been able to actually play as him so shortly. That I can't help. Right.
Think you can get away? Inazuma shines eternal.
Inazuma shines eternal. Okay, let's keep on going. I know this one's a water one. I mean a fire one. Fire ones are pretty easy to deal with. Kokomi can just break the shield. I love my Genshin account. I love Genshin Impact in general. I love Genshin Impact. I have an absolute blast streaming Genshin Impact every single day, and I will try my absolute best unless my health is in line or I'm somehow just completely incapable of streaming. I've been making it my honest effort to stream Genshin Impact at least every day. I sometimes am not able to stream much more than just Genshin Impact. Like today is going to be one of those days. Once we're done with the Genshin stuff, once the Genshin stream's over, I won't be able to stream Overwatch 2 today like I was hoping for. Unfortunately, I'm just a tad busy today, like normal. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. I get busy. And even today I'm a bit busy. But I can always make time for Genshin Impact though. Always, always. That's a promise. Throat's really feeling it for some reason. I guess I wasn't as hydrated as I thought I was.
Gliding be faster?
And it's affecting me. Okay, so we just come to this Abyss Mage. This isn't the last Abyss Mage, because I know which one the last one would be. Forgive me if I'm starting to speak a little less. When I was speaking just a moment ago about Kazuha, I realized my voice was straining a bit. So I'm trying to allow myself a tiny bit of time to recover my voice. But it feels weird, you understand? I don't want to recover my voice. Or I don't want to take time to recover my voice if that means that I have to stop speaking. Because I don't want to stop speaking, because then I wouldn't be a good entertainer, would I? Unless... would I? Could I still be entertaining even without speaking? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be a good entertainer without the ability to speak. And so I don't want to risk anything. I don't want to lose any potential interest you guys might have in me. I'm trying my best out here, you know? But the voice strain's starting to really kick in here. Okay, so just shoot this guy, piss him off, get him over here.
Allow me.
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
Okay, let's defeat this guy as quickly as possible. But the way that I'm fighting him, he sometimes is subject to just resetting. Oops. I wanted to devote that energy to Raiden Shogun, but I messed up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, point of everything that I was saying for the last 15 minutes. Kazuha good. Me like him. Me like him. I do wish I could stream longer for you guys on an average basis, but obviously right now, I'm not really financially capable of doing that. I have other commitments that I have to take care of, because right now streaming is just a hobby. I would like for streaming to be a bit more than a hobby eventually, if, you know, good fortune ever comes my way for that regard. I do hope that I can reach there one day. I can only imagine it's gonna be a ton of fun to reach that level with you guys.
There is no escape.
I can't wait for it.
Let's play.
I just simply can't wait. For now, I'm content with where I am, though. Like I said, ultimately I'd like to stream longer, but I just can't. It is what it is. You know, we'll just move on from that reality.
Demons do not stop for the ring. Move.
Dude, let's get this Sirid Mage. There's always a Sirid Mage on the path to these guys. I always remember him.
Illusion shattered.
Think you can get away? Brace yourself.
We should be defeated. Do you see how strong Venti is even with a level 60 stringless? That's insane. My Venti's so weak in retrospect. Because, look, for his EM, he's not even 700. His stringless is only level 60. He does have triple EM. but are kind of weird crit stats, which is why he has this like semi weird crit rates. His talents are only 6 of 6. He's like, my Venti by all measures should be a lot stronger, but he's not. But he's still like, he still feels almost too strong. We do this to break their shields. Beat them a little too fast there. Oh, I thought those were the last ones. I guess it just routed me to the nearest ones instead of the last ones. I for some reason don't remember which one this is. But I think this is the one where there's a whopper flower nearby, right? Maybe not.
There is no escape. Hold the line. Disappear.
You see, by throwing out my 3 E's beforehand, I could recharge almost to halfway of Xiao's burst. Which is nice. There's not a whopper flower there. I know there's a whopper flower at this one though, which is nice. I need whopper flower materials too, but I'm not going to farm them in the overworld on a regular basis. I'm quite fine with just getting these ones.
Time for takeoff. Wouldn't gliding be fast?
Inazuma shines eternal. Useless.
What's that? We're done with the majority of the overworld farming. We even got the gems, or the ores today.
Here we go.
Useless.
Yeah, I'm really just fighting these guys to get my last bits of energy out.
Shine down.
Okay, let's actually go to Mondstadt because I'm just now remembering that I do need to throw in that parabolic thing. The thing? You know the thing. As I realize I don't ever use it. I always forget. Let's see, is there a better users for the parabolic mic? Why did I say mic? That's phasmophobia I'm talking about. Okay, let's do Shangling and Kokomi. Isayu, Shangling, Kokomi.
In the name of the princessin.
See, this thing still exists, right? The parametric transform. That's what it is. Okay, so what do we give this thing, though? I don't know. We can give it some stuff, I suppose. Let's give it... Is there... I remember there was like kind of a list that you could give it, right? That would determine its outcomes. Let's give it some of these. Some of these. Some of these. Some of these, yeah. Guess we could give it some hilichurl masks as well. I don't know, 10 of these, 10 of these. Just put in. I don't remember the whole purpose, but I should be fine. It just beat it up with all the summons. Okay, we got some pretty decent somethings out of it. Not really, but something. We re-equip the NRE. Because fuck it. We don't need to do the battle pass stuff, because as you can still plainly see, my battle pass has already been completely unlocked. Claiming these does absolutely nothing for me. Yeah, so next time I will probably be... I don't know which one of these I will be buying on the next battle pass. I don't know who needs another weapon. I could probably build Serpent Spine for Deluc if I ever plan to build him. Alternatively, I could maybe get Serpent Spine for Ito and then change up his build a bit. Or there's always Serpent Spine for Eula, because I don't have an actual weapon to give her at this point in time. Could give her like this, but I don't know if that's worth it. I know she like heavily needs physical damage, which I don't have an appropriate artifact for that. She could probably almost use Favonius to be fair, but I don't know. I could always buy more death matches to give to my Hutao to feed it refinements. At least she gets even more attack with each one. I don't know if that's super worth it or not. Could buy Black Sword for Ketchin if I ever want to build her, because I do have her at C2 for now. Could buy Solar Pearl for one of my mages. It wouldn't really be useful on Kokomin because she does have negative crit rate. Probably wouldn't buy anything for Sayu, to be fair. Maybe Beto as well. Could get a Serpent Spine. But I just don't know. I feel like there's better options for some of these characters. Like, I could probably just give Beto Favonius with crit rate on Emblem of Severed Fate and just call it a day, so she just generates a whole bunch of energy particles for it. So the thing about Favonius, though, these energy particles that it generates, the ones that fly out, the white ones, if I claim them on a character, does it only give energy to that character, or does it give energy to every character? I don't really understand how that works. I just don't know. And as you can see, my Spiral Abyss is already done. We did it on stream yesterday. My throat's really killing me from all the streaming I've been doing. I don't know, my shit's hurting. Let's go turn in whatever reputation stuff I was just talking about. I will plainly say with no shame or hesitation, but I am kind of stalling to reach the 2-hour mark. Because I want to stream Genshin every day for at least 2 hours. I would stream for more, but I don't know if I have it in me today. Oh, this was for completing the pillars. You see, and next I would get the portable stove for whatever good reason that is. The treasure compass, I probably don't need that. Or I guess I already did requests this time. We got an achievement, which well, let me see, what's this man? Oh, I don't care. 20,000 more. I actually probably do need that. I'm so Mora broke, it's insane. I need to do these achievements as well, if possible, because they give me a bunch of Primo Gems. And like I said, let's look over how many Primo Gems we do have again. I know we just looked at them, but I already forgot. Okay, so we're at 167 plus 19 from the pity that we do have, plus 5 plus 14 from the star glitter that we have. So in total for now, we have 205 potential summons, as of right now. With the ability to get about 160 more. So that's plus 160. So we have... Or is it 160? Ah, shoot. I gotta do this math again. I do this every time. I forget. So 6480... 6480 times 2 plus... What was the other one? Plus 3280 times 2. That's 1950. Plus 1980 times 2. It's 23,000. Plus 980 times 2. Plus 25.4. Plus 600 plus 120, so that's plus 420? No, plus 720, yeah. So then, plus 720. So if you were to buy each of these top-ups once a year, it costs $201, but you get 2,600... No, I'm sorry, 26,000 Primo Gems, essentially. So now let's take this ultimate number and divide that by 1,600 to see the total amount of 10 rolls, which is 16 10 rolls, so 160 summons. So yeah, the math is correct. The math adds up. So we would essentially be able to have about 360 summons to try to get Kazuha to C2, which, in my very honest opinion, I think is absolutely doable. I think we could nail Kazuha constellations in that amount of money, in that amount of total summons. Like I said, if we actually are really lucky though, we could possibly even get Freedom Sworn. I don't know if we necessarily need Freedom Sworn. Obviously, Freedom Sworn will help him a lot. It is, of course, his best in slot weapon after all. Obviously, I'm like semi-content with not using Freedom Sworn. I'm like kind of okay with using Iron Sting. That's where I'm. But Kazuha is like one of the coolest characters to me, so I at least want to give him the due courtesy of trying to get him with all of my might, if that makes any sense. So because of that, I want to at least give him the courtesy of trying to get his weapon, if I'm early enough at the C2. If not, I think it's kind of okay to run him C2 with Iron Sting. It'll probably be fine, because that's the option I could take if I want to save for Sumeru characters. Because don't forget, 2.8 is probably the last patch before Sumeru comes out. So, with that being the case, with that knowledge in tow, I might want to save for Sumeru characters. What if Dendro ends up being absolutely busted? And you know, if they release Sumeru, we're probably going to get a Dendro character really early on, right? And a Dendro 5-star character to roll for. And if so, if Dendro ends up being broken, I would obviously like to have it broken or not. It just sounds like free content, right? And then, I don't know how Dendro's going to work with Elemental Mastery and with Kazuha in general, but I'm expecting big things out of it. I'm expecting a lot of success coming from that overall situation. So I am still trying to stall out some more time, unfortunately. I don't know if there's anything I could realistically do to... We've already done this entire event like a week ago. Same thing with this one. There's hangouts we could do, but like I said, I'm unfortunately feeling like I'm running out of steam here. My body's not reacting today quite well. My voice in particular hurts quite a bit. And I don't really understand why.
Don't waste my time. Steady as stone. Cool it. Submit.
I would like to build Bingguang eventually. I don't know how you're supposed to play her, but I know I'm not playing her the right way.
Dodge this. This moment will be frozen in time.
Your life is mine.
Rally!
As a good knight should.
It's a good night show. Bing, 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 bing.
I'll catch up. Leave it all to me.
Freeze! Oh, so sorry.
Advance! Everyone on me!
Give up. Submit.
Give up and submit. Bingguang is very, very cool. I would like to play her. I remember when she was considered a really, really strong character early on, and I do think she probably is still a really strong character. It's just, I always was like hesitant to build my Ningguang for one simple reason.
I created another.
The simple reason is she's still not C6. I figured if I'm gonna play her, it should probably be at C6, huh? That's how I felt. Even Ningguang though, I'm kind of feeling like I could probably give her like a Favonius type of situation. Like, can't they just give her Favonius with a crit rate circlet as well? And build her to be some type of energy funneler for my Ito? I know some people would say, why not build what is that set called? Thrilling Tales on her, which I could totally see being a reasonable like weapon for her for boosting Ito's total damage, especially because if I'm gonna be running Ningguang as an energy battery for Ito, that I think I would probably be running Quadro Geo at that point, in which case I think my team would probably lack healing. So if anything, I could probably also give her like Prototype Amber. Do I have a Prototype Amber? Probably not. I have a Solar Pearl though. When did I get a Solar Pearl? Who do I intend to use Solar Pearl on? Beats the hell out of me, but what I do know is I do have another Thrilling Tales right here, just in case that I want that to be the case with any of my other Catalyst characters. Thrilling Tales is such a strong weapon for no reason. You obviously have Sack Frags on Sucrose, can't really change that. You have Wood Sith on Mona, and it's important to have that on Mona because Mona does so much damage. What do I do now? Let me look up what people are doing with Ningguang on Ito teams. Is that something that I could do? Could I just run her in that way as an energy battery for my Ito, or am I better off running Genshin? Let's see, builds. I felt like Yunjin would probably be really strong for Arataki Ito. But my Yunjin is also not very high in the constellations, I think. Oh yeah, none at all. And I would want her to get to C6, right? Because this is what I really would want, is the normal attack speed. Which I don't have, so that's kind of pointless to me at this point in time. Ugh. Oh yeah, look at how little money I have. Like I mentioned, it's gonna cost me like 5 million more to raise up, what's his name? Kazuha once he gets reran. Or at least so much as what Genshin Center says, it should cost me about 5 million more to take him all the way to level 90 and give him cap level talents. Which is quite a lot to prepare for, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna take another look at it real quick just to make sure that all that's accurate. So let's say I just want to take this from level 1. Oh yeah, it's gonna take like 5.5 million more, which is insane. That's insane. That's an insane amount of more, realistically. I don't know if I really need to prepare any more talent books, because I'll be able to take his attack and burst up to level 10 crowned and still keep his skill up to 6, which I think will probably be good enough for his skill, to be fair. Because I kind of don't want to farm his talent books anymore. You see, there's no other way people... Because I don't know about you, if you guys have ever played with Arataki Ito, but my Ito definitely feels like he does not have enough energy recharge ever. Yeah, he never feels like he has energy to cast his burst. Let me see, do people ever run Ningguang as a burst support, I guess? I mean, definitely yes, but also no. Let me just look. I'm sure Ito has a Kaching main page. In which case I need to look up who's a good battery for Ito. What is an Ito battery? Team synergies. Just we'll look at team synergies. So at least the Kaching main page suggests that I have Favonius on this guy. Obviously, I don't have him super well built at the moment. And this in itself might be contributing to the fact that I don't have Ito very good. I don't know. You could always build Geo Traveler, but I don't know. The main problem is I don't have Albedo. I don't have Albedo, and that hurts my Geo team so much. At the time of Albedo's initial release, I just really truly couldn't care about him. But now that Ito's out, I need him. Because this apparently gives so much particles and off-field damage for Geo teams that it's insane. Yeah, because the thing is that it scales entirely off of his defense, which Guro buffs by a lot, if anything. Watch, because let me see my actual Guro. Because, first of all, my girl has C6. Which, I know this doesn't really provide that much, but this gives extra geo damage, which is pretty good. That's gonna increase even Albedo's damage, which is nice. It's very good. This heals, which is pretty good. But most importantly, where's the one that... It's from his actual... the talent of it. So this actually buffs his defense, or buffs the defense of my Geo units, which is very strong because, of course, a lot of them scale off of defense. Like Ito converts his defense into attack during his Oni form, and Albedo just straight up scales with defense for his skill damage. So this is already an insane improvement to those Geo units, assuming I could get my hands on Albedo. So sure enough, if Albedo ever gets a rerun, you better know I'm gonna run it. Like, leveling this up actually does nothing, so I should stop leveling this. This is what I need to level, because this improves the defense increase, which adds to a lot of extra damage. Yeah, I know that now. Because this basically just summons this. Yeah. So if I want to work on my Geo team, I think that's what I gotta do. I either gotta finally level up Traveler. Let me go convert Traveler to Geo form. I kind of hate that you have to do this all the time. I mean, you don't have to do this all the time. People, I think, are rarely changing their Traveler's forms. But let me just imagine, because I don't know when we'll actually be able to get Albedo. We put Traveler in. And then I don't know who's a good, like, 5th or 4th slot. But imagining I could honestly probably just put Fischl in here.
Ready and waiting.
And then let me convert Traveler to Geo. Okay. So if we wanted to, we could run Geo Traveler. I would think I would run Geo Traveler with Favonia's Sword. Yeah, I do have one right here. And from the looks of things, I could probably enhance it quite a bit. Does Favonia's Sword activate if the character is not on field? Does anybody know that? Yeah, I think if I was gonna run the 3rd Geo unit, I do think it's supposed to be Geo Traveler. Now, the problem does come with the fact that my Geo Traveler is not really all that special. It has no levels. luckily, from the looks of things, I could probably just take Geo Traveler all the way to 90 right now, right? Because she just has her own resource. Alright, well this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt the bank. This is gonna hurt the bank on my Mora. This is gonna hurt my EXP sources. This is just gonna hurt a lot. But it's probably better that we do this eventually anyways. Down the line we should get used to using Traveler. For no real reason. Like I said, this is gonna be semi-nice though, because we are gonna get at least a couple extra summons out of her. But boy, this is gonna be expensive, isn't it? To take another character to 90. All this just to try to make Ito a little bit more usable. I need to make sure I actually have enough EXP material to take Kazuha to 90. Yeah, so perhaps, like, on the last few days before his release, I might need to farm Mora. And what's nice, though, is starting tomorrow, they're going to reintroduce the Leyline event, where... how does it go? Reintroduce the Leyline event where 3 times a day you can do the Mora or EXP Leylines for 20 resin, but they give you as if you did it for 40. If you catch what I'm saying, picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. So I could just placehold these items on a different character for now. Let me see. I could just give them to Catching for now, just to... because fuck it. I don't know who else to put them on. Okay, I'm gonna give Catching all of the Traveler stuff then. Don't let me forget that they're on Catching, because I will surely forget. Let me see. Traveler... Traveler. And Traveler. Okay, don't let me forget. Promise you won't let me forget. So I'm thinking it's probably Emblem of Severed Fate on this character as well. With Favonius as my weapon of choice. I forgot to give Kitchen the goddamn weapon too. Okay, give her Traveler's Iron Sting. That way I simply... she's just holding all of Kazuha's stuff. Essentially. It's easy enough to figure that much out. Okay, give her Favonius. And then, let's see, Emblem of Severed Fate, what we can do. So we'll start off by looking at the Goblet. Obviously, I would need some type of geo damage here that has crit stats. This one's probably fine. Just equip that here. I need a crit rate helmet that has crit damage. This will work just fine. I need... would you reckon I need energy recharge? I would probably put energy recharge, to be honest. In which case I'll use this. Or I could make that the open slot. Let's see, I need something with crit rate and damage. And just check both, just to make sure that there's not one just laying around that's might be okay. I kind of like this one. I'll just equip it, because fuck it, who cares? Honestly, who cares? And then I can make this an off feather, prioritizing crit damage and crit rate. Because something like this, fuck it, who cares? This way she will eventually end up with like a semi-decent total artifact stat. I think this goes up to 30, so this will be like plus 25. Which should get her, so long as I roll a little bit more into crit, it probably will end up fine. Let me just double check. Who did I just make? Oh, for Fischl. Where's Fischl at? Which is literally the next one. So it goes up to 31.1, so I'm hoping it'll probably be fine, right? 31.1. So we'll say about plus 26. 26, it'll be about, so long as I could roll at least a little bit more into any of these other crit rate artifacts, it'll probably end up fine. Okay, I know there's no crit rate on here, but there could be. There's a bit of crit rate on here, which is adding up to a lot. Let me see, what if I sort this by crit rate? Oops, on emblem, of course. It's less good, but still good. I think it's probably going to be my biggest relevance to get as much crit rate on here as possible. Just so that I could actually hit the fucking crits. Right, because she has a base of 5 plus 15 from artifacts right now. And then it's going to be plus 25 more. 26 more or less. Oh, we'll figure it out. When we're in another, it'll be fine because we do have which one? One of these says it gives me the extra crit rate or something like that. The shockwave triggered by Wake Up Earth generates 5 energy for every opponent hit. I don't know. One of these will be fine. Oh, it's this first one. Party members within the radius of Wake of Earth have their crit rate increased by 10%. Which I'm pretty sure that's my burst, right? Wake of Earth. Yeah. So in this way, first of all, I'll have plenty of energy recharge. I'll be over 200, I think. Which should be enough to at least get me to be bursting off cooldown. Having the extra... So if I do this, I wouldn't use Zhongli at all, right? Yeah, I would not use Zhongli, but I would probably use Fischl or Bennett. Or Diona. Diona's probably the best bet because she gives me a shield. And some healing. Do I have Diona on Favonius? I think I do, right? I feel like Favonius is really good on her because she has a pretty decent chance. Even with 25 crit rate, she has a pretty decent chance. If I do the whole E, at least one of them's probably gonna crit. I know that's not how statistics works, but I have a pretty good chance of at least one of them hitting. Or critting, rather. Which, in my opinion, is good enough. Just good enough to keep the Favonius in check. Alternatively, like I said, I could use Fischl. Okay, well that's enough theory crafting for the Geo team. I surprisingly decided to take Animal Traveler. Oh, let's do the wishes at least. Let's get something out of this. It's 2 wishes. I'm bound to get a 5-star pretty soon. So, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know how soon, but... You know, it wasn't in those 2. Come on, man. Where's my 5-star? I make 2 balls because I'm C6. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I don't know too much like the actual relevance of this. But even just using Geo Traveler is gonna be kind of okay for this team because she's gonna buff crit rate. but he's gonna buff crit damage. And we can figure it out from there. I kind of like where my teams are going here. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. Let's just name these appropriately. Geo. I think this will end up being a fine team. I do need to raise Goro up a bit. Or kind of a lot, actually. For one, I need to get his shit up as high as possible because... let's run the calculator real quick. I'm sorry if this is gonna be a bother. I doubt it'll be too big of an issue for you guys though. Let me see. Turn this on. I want to see Goro. Anybody see him? Where's Goro? Okay. So I'm most interested, pop this up to 6, in the healing of his banner. Let's just honestly say these are 9. I probably won't take that higher than 6 on each. And Favonius I think is definitely the way to go. And I do want Exile. Let me see. Exile, the Exile. The Exile. Sorry, this is bloody. And then the Exile. And the Exile. I don't know if this is appropriate because perhaps I should be putting Exile here with that there. But it's not like I could anyways, because I don't have any better Exile pieces. Oops. Yeah, see, I don't have any other Exile. These 4 that I have is literally the only 4 that I have. You know? So, I guess for the calculator's sake, I'll change it back. Yeah, we'll just use the Exile here and Glad here. No, I'm sorry. It's the Exile here and Glad here. Okay, let's max all these out. And I want to see the appropriate way to build him to maximize his healing. Okay, so it's defense, defense, healing bonus. But I do need this to be energy recharge probably as well. So now let me change this back and affect the clock. So assuming that all these things were in place, let me see, dealing geo damage, it sets up a banner. Forward unto victory. So after you use the alt. So this only gets me a solid 1,000 heals. Which, again, I'm not gonna hold you. That's not that good. But let's see if I change this to Glad and max that out. It doesn't really go up at all. Girl just doesn't heal much altogether, huh? I'm sure if I was to give him more healing-oriented sets, I probably could. But I need his ult up at all times. And I need him to funnel as much into Ito as possible. So I guess this is the build that I would probably be looking at. Do I have any more Favonius bows to feed into him? Probably not, because I'm also using them on Diona and Yelan. Yeah, probably can't do that then. I have some to feed, but I don't know who's more appropriate to put them on, to be honest. All I know is Guro just does not heal much right now. He just heals for 50% of his defense, which is only these tiny little 400 heals. Yeah. It's a little bit nasty. I don't know why I talked to this guy. Oops. I talked to the guy. I didn't know he was going to give me stuff. Wait, okay. Give me free ore for what little it's worth. I'll still take it. Let's go try this out really quickly at this guy, the trial guy. I don't think this is going to be even close to the best display because I don't have the artifacts or the talents leveled up on Geo Traveler or Fischl. So this is probably going to be pretty bad. Whatever. Well then have at it, buddy. I'm pretty sure I just can do this. Two, three, four. Bang, 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 bang. Bang.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Bang. Well, I gotta tell you, this already feels a bit better. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, that already feels better. Just running Geo Traveler over Zhongli. I could feel the energy difference already. So all I need to do is build these guys up a bit. Of course, everybody's else was weak on the team because she has a level 1 Stringless, she has a level 70 with level 0 artifacts. All the way around, basically. Girl has basically no artifacts as well, because all of these are super low level. And his weapon's only level 50. Yeah, so things are not looking too great for them, but even still, it seems to be good enough. Once I max them out a bit, I can actually have a decent Geo team. Let's look at how much money I have. Oh my god, I'm so poor. Leveling up the Traveler cost me so much money. There's an Electroculus over here somewhere. Where is it? I'm quite certain it's not in this tree. It's probably below me. And yet also, I'm quite certain I don't have... Why is there so many right here? I can't get any of them. I don't have a key for this one. I have no key. Let's body this guy up a bit. Oops, that's already a big issue. Bro. Oh, he could just run down. Bless. Nope, he just got back up. Well, this isn't exactly how I wanted to do this.
Everyone on me! Who wants some of this?
Give it to him. It's like, Ito does big damage. Like, you can't really hold that. Where's this other guy at?
Let's roll. Press the advantage.
Wait.
On reveal by
Boy. This one's well done.
crumble apart.
Crumble apart.
It's showtime.
Yeah, well, I'm proving to myself yet again why I remembered not liking using Geo-Traveler. Yeesh. Geo-Traveler. That's a bit annoying to deal with stupid lifting of the mobs. I know it's not all the time that she does that, but man, is it frustrating that she does do that. Yeah, well, I still don't know where some of these Electroculus are.
Can't catch me.
All I know is they're fucking everywhere over here at Tatarasuna. Why? One up there. I'd probably get it if I switched to Venti and... yeah. Maybe not. This could be solvable. Even still, this is still easy. And all I need to do is put Zhongli in here now.
A wall, wood.
Brace yourself.
I told you it's easy to get. And I could only assume that this Electroculus is up. It's not. So where is it? If it's... there's only ever two options. If it's not up, it's down. It leads me to believe it's down here somewhere.
Here we go.
Guy trying to fight me. How does he even see me from so far? Let's grab this Electroculus real quick. I wasn't really expecting to get sidetracked into doing this, because I thought I was just going to test out the damage. Or the general feel of running Ito. Did I just come back to the same spot I was just in? Anybody know where this goddamn Electroculus is?
Let's play.
I guess it must be up there then? How could it be?
Here we go.
Could it be? No matter what, we gotta do this, so let's just do it. Little did I think I would be climbing all the way up to Tarasuna. I need to still not know where this goddamn Electroculus is. It doesn't seem to be above or below me, so where is it? Just haven't a clue. What I do know is there should be one. Well, there's actually a couple shrines around here, which is interesting. But I still don't have any keys, so it doesn't matter either. Oh. I kind of give up on looking for these Electroculus, to be fair. Yes, I give up. Let me put whoever the hell was in here back in here. Oh, the Shogun. Trade an Archon for an Archon.
And you will live.
And let's go back to Mondstadt and call it a day. I think we did a fair amount of content today. We, again, took Xingqiu up as high as we could. I might need to be spending time farming some of these. Let me see, actually. On the Genshin Ascension tracker, because I would need 419 of these. I don't even have enough of these to get Kazuha to 90, so I need to farm some of both of these. I've seemed to have run out of actual stuff. I didn't realize that it was going to be this deep, this bad. I guess this is just what happens when you level multiple characters at the same time. You end up broke. Let's see, do I have any way to get Mora from here? Mora, please, I need it. Yes. 100k. You couldn't believe how much that 100k meant to me. Let me come check out here too. I need every dollar I could get. I'm so poor right now. Oops, I don't think I was supposed to jump down here. Kinda got disoriented as to where I was. Shit, Venti, get down the goddamn tree. I know that I was just here the other day, but I forgot already if I qualified for stuff or if I already bought stuff or not. There's gotta be one of these for Inazuma as well, right? Yeah. Okay, so we go up and go to that gem shop. I don't know what's here for me to buy, but if there's more, I might need it. Let me see, what do you have to offer? Boy, he doesn't even sell anything to me. Why is he a shop but I can't shop there? What's that all about? Well, guess like I mentioned before, I guess that's that. So, this will be the end of today's stream. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream longer like I was really hoping for. We didn't end up having enough time to even do Miko's story like I had wanted to. I will unlock it just so that I could use a key so that tomorrow I could claim another key. You see as well. I do have plenty of other ways to get extra little primo gems here and there, which we'll surely be doing as we get closer and closer to Kazuha's rerun. because again, I'm not going to waste any rolls. We're going to absolutely try our best to C2 him. But that time will come when it comes. Unfortunately, this is the end of today's stream. I'm out of content to do for Genshin Impact. I have some other responsibilities to take up today, so I don't have enough time to stream Overwatch 2 as well. Like I would also like to schedule some more time to play that game. And that's just how this day goes. Recap, we leveled Xingqiu today, we leveled Traveler, we got officials some decent artifacts, and we slapped on some decent artifacts to Geo Traveler, and that's where we're currently standing. So this has been Maris Rey, Water Dragon Extraordinaire, and I'd like to thank you all so much for coming out like usual. I really appreciate you guys. If you're new here, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on my Twitter, link in the description down below. Like the stream, like any previous streams if you want to go back and watch them. And if you did like what you saw today and you'd like to see content similar to this, ring the notification bell. And that's it. I hope you guys stay cool and stay hydrated. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And one final time, this is Maris Rey signing out. Bye-bye.